Our use of hands. What are we doing with our hands? Hands are actually a very important component of your communication, and we want to use them to the best of our ability. What do you do with your hands? You just want to make sure that your hands match the message that you're trying to deliver as closely as possible, that it furthers the communication or that it clarifies what you're talking about, that it looks natural. So there are a couple things that can happen to hands. For the most part, in this audience, I'm going to say that you probably have perfectly fine hand motions. They're probably perfectly fine. You probably move them enough and you move them appropriately, unless you have received feedback to the contrary. If you've received feedback to the contrary because someone actually says, whoa, do you use your hands a lot? Or they start staring at your hands fluttering all over the place and they're no longer looking at you and they're looking at what looks like a bumblebee in front of the two of you, then probably you might want to tone it down. Some people say that if you've got really fluttery hands, you might want to sit on your hands. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to look good in a job interview to just sit on your hands. I think that's a kind of a dead giveaway that something's going on with your hands. So, so I wouldn't do that. I would do my best to put my hands on my lap or on the table or on the chairs of the arm. I would do something to control my hands, but I would definitely not sit on them. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. And I also want to make sure, take a little bit of a lesson from newscasters, and we're going to talk about newscasters a couple more times because they're good models for things. Newscasters know when they're making hand motions, they must stay in a box about like this because they're in a box that big, right? That's what they're going for because they're sitting inside a box. And newscasters know to keep hand motions all within this area. It's a good idea to just pretend you're a newscaster in a way and don't go way out here. It just keeps you from gesturing in ways that become too big, to keep it in sort of a box, we'll say, like that.